ko na aming bibitiwan sa lahat ng aming natanggap na pagpapala, pagpupugay sa lahat ng nagbigay ng pagkilala sa Aliw Broadcasting Corporation mula sa Philippine Outstanding Brand of the Year, Philippine Finest Business Awards, and Outstanding Achievement, Asia Pacific Luminaire Awards, Southeast Asian Premier Business and Achiever Award. Sa aming mga natanggap, 4-time Best AM Station Awardee, DWIZ 882, 4-time Best Radio Newscaster Awardee, Dennis Antenor Jr., 3-time Best FM Station Awardee, Home Radio 97.9, 2-time Most Promising TV Station Awardee, Aliw Channel 23, at Best Public Service Radio Host Awardee, Bragi Braganza. Pangakong itutuloy ang pagbibigay ng tamang balita at tamang paglilingkod at isang malaking pasasalamat sa tiwalang naibigay sa amin. Pakaasahan yung gagawin naming malaking inspirasyon ito para ipagpatuloy ang maglingkod sa lahat ng Pilipino.
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng PAGCOR.
Walang yumayaman sa pagiging empleyado lang. Dapat lahat tayo nagninegosyo. Timing! Narito ang isang programang magbibigay ng tamang gabay sa pagnenegosyo. Pakinggan at panoorin ang mga ekspertong magiging guest dito. Isang show para sa negosyo. DWIZ Negoshow. Kasama sina Lito Gagni at Gerry Urbina. Pakinggan ng live sa DWIZ. Panoorin ng live sa Aliw 23. At i-follow sa lahat ng digital channels ng DWIZ, Facebook, YouTube, at DWIZ News App. Huwag munang magplano, huwag munang sasabak, huwag munang papasok sa negosyo nang hindi napapanood ang show na Negoshow.
Alright, we're back, Tito.
Yeah.
Happy Thursday.
Tapos na, we have a great guest.
Oh, today, we're very
Ito,
excited
kakaiba to.
to have with us today an extraordinary guest, Tito.
Extraordinary guest.
Guest po natin today is Coach Anda Del Rosario, isang global executive coach and team coach na nagtutulak sa mga leaders and teams to level up
Yan,
and
level
play
up.
a bigger game. Isa siya sa top 3 most influential sa LinkedIn here in the Philippines. Yeah, part din siya ng Hall of Fame ng mga top 100 influential Filipino women on LinkedIn. So, yun nga, she specializes in coaching leaders and businesses to reach their fullest potential through leadership development. Maraming salamat, Coach Anda. Thank you so much for spending your Thursday afternoon with us.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, before we jump into what you do, a bit of background muna for our listeners and our audience. Paano ba kayo nagsimula bago kayo maging coach?
Good question.
Oo.
So, nag-start ako actually 14 years ago.
14.
Yeah, 14. It doesn't feel like 14 kasi super enjoy ako sa work ko.
Okay.
And so I was in corporate for a long time. I was doing marketing and sales. And I was also doing leadership development sa training.
Okay.
And then in that journey, I realized na yung gusto ko talaga is coaching people. So I came across many schools offering that. And I
Okay.
took a course in coaching.
Okay.
And then I never looked back since. So I've been helping so many leaders and teams
Okay.
transform themselves.
Ayun. Can you cite a particular instance that really, where our listeners can will be able to know how this is done, what happened, what was the before and the after.
Yeah.
Ganun, no?
So basically, ano ba ma-expect nila sa isang coaching session with Coach Anda?
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me maybe give you an example. And I just want to say na I can't name the names of
Yes,
clients.
of course.
Okay,
Very
no-
We understand.
private
No
siya.
problem, yeah.
So when people go to me, may particular goals sila. So this client of mine, yung gusto niya is to be able to connect better with his stakeholders and
Okay.
be able to be more influential with them.
Influential.
Okay. So he was a CEO. Actually, hindi siya Filipino. He's a foreigner.
Okay.
And then he asked me for help. So I told him that I'll be able to help him in a period of 8 months. So yung nagagawa kasi ng coaching is that sometimes it takes you so long to figure out yourself as a leader and get clarity and how to also bring your team to like a high level of performance.
Okay.
So what I do is I give them a shorter version of that so that you don't waste cost. There's also a lot of learning involved, and it really transforms the teams. So this leader I'm talking about, he was able to look at the way he saw his situation and change his mindset, and also look at the way he's operating in the company.
Yep.
So a lot of the things that I do is focus on this line: what got you here won't get you there. So one of the courses that I took with Marshall Goldsmith, yun yung line na ginagamit niya. So I always like that, because what made you successful yesterday, those are the things na hindi, some of them are gonna make you successful today and tomorrow, but not all of them.
Not all of them.
Yeah, so that's one of the, sometimes the big mistakes na you think that everything that made you successful before, you can bring with you today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no silver bullet, actually.
Correct. Yeah. And I think it's also difficult for, syempre, many successful people, right, to acknowledge na they don't know everything, di ba? Do you find that in your coaching
Tama.
experience?
Yes. Actually, halo-halo. There are people who are open to change and learning.
Okay.
But ano kasi sa coaching, you have to face yourself in the mirror. And maybe these are things na alam mo na kailangan mo i-change kasi it affects your performance at work.
Okay.
Right? So as a leader, as a CEO, as a business owner, these are things you have to work on to be a better and more effective leader, to level up.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of humility and openness
I see.
and willingness to change to be
Yes.
able to do that.
Yeah.
So medyo mahirap yun kung medyo set ka na, diba? You're older, you're successful, but also realizing that being successful, it's also about being open to what you need to work on. You're not perfect.
I see. So how do you change that mindset? Kasi siyempre, when you're a
Yeah.
businessman,
Correct.
successful like that. But then there are certain, mga problema.
Tama. Kasi
Yeah.
So how do you go over that? How do you tell them, uy, be humble o kaya whatever?
Oo, kasi
Yeah.
Coach Ann,
Be a listener, parang gano'n.
yung mga kausap mo, di ba, mga CEO yan.
Tama, mga business owner.
Mga foreigners, iba, business
Yeah.
owners, successful na, di ba?
Yeah.
Paano mo na-change nga? Tama yung tanong ni
Yeah.
Tito Lito, very important. Paano mo
Yeah.
naiiba yung mind frame nila, di ba?
So I like your question, no? So I use a process where they can see the value of change. So first, you can't just tell them, this is what you need to change, if they don't see the value. So I help them do like a cost benefit. If you don't change and you picture yourself, keep on doing these things in the next 5 years, what will that look like? Ano yung cost sa'yo? Or ano yung benefits to yourself if you start changing? So sometimes people don't see the bigger picture. And I also am very good in reading patterns. So I think maybe I could have been a CIA or something like that because I can read. But no. I can read people very
Okay.
well. So because I can read people, I can see their success patterns, but I can also see the things that don't make them successful.
Yeah.
But I also have a really good approach where I can tell them straight, like I think earlier off cam, I was telling you that I can be very straightforward,
Yeah.
very direct also. But if it helps people with their growth, I'm also willing to do that. And so I do it in a way where they see the value and the benefit of it, and they're willing to change. So there has to be willingness to change. And it also depends on the personality of the person. No? So when I talk to people and I want them to move towards the direction, pinaprofile ko muna sila.
Muna.
And then I work with what motivates them, what drives them, paano yung mind nila. Kasi yun yung profiling part. And yun yung part na nagbabasa ako ng patterns ng mga tao. Yeah.
Nakakatakot pala, no?
Nakakatakot.
You see patterns kagad. You know it's...
Warning ito. Warning. No, but joking aside, Coach Anda, wait, you've been rated as one of the top 3 best APAC executive
LinkedIn.
coaches,
On
diba?
LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn, di ba?
That's right.
Can you talk, without naming names, siguro yung pinakamalaking challenge na naharap mo, yun nga, when dealing with yung mga leaders at teams na na-handle mo na.
Okay. Actually, there are several challenges, no? But
Okay.
locally here, there is the culture part, right?
Culture.
Yeah, the culture, our
Okay.
culture. So sometimes we are too nice. We're not direct, diba? We don't want to be...
Di tayo frank.
Di tayo frank. We don't want to be given feedback because we feel
Correct.
like it's something like that's gonna attack us and we
Yes.
feel bad.
Yep.
So sometimes that culture gets in the way. But
Yep.
like I said earlier, I'm able to work around that culture to be able to help them to see the value. And there are a lot of clients that I work with, Ren, na it's not just changing kasi yung CEO or yung business owner with their own mindsets, but it's also making them learn how to use that sa teams sila. Kasi as a leader, it's all about people, diba? You're always working with your teams.
Ganda.
Yeah. Wait, you work with a mantra. I saw this on your profile. What does it mean? Yung level up and play a bigger game.
Yes.
And of course, if you could relate it especially to the entrepreneurs that
Yeah.
are watching and listening to our show today.
Many entrepreneurs are watching.
Yeah.
So when I talk about leveling up, so let's go back to that line, what got you here won't get you there. So
Okay.
if you want to play a bigger game, there are things that need to change. But change is not easy. There are things that you need to accept about yourself. There are things
Okay.
you need to let go of.
Yes.
And then you need to also be able to be agile to change strategy. And that's
Change
not
strategy.
easy, right?
Okay.
Because you have to be able to see that it's 3 months from now, it's different from 6 months from now. So you have to be able to to adapt to it and be clear on what you see. So those are some of the big challenges that I help leaders with.
I see.
Yes, it's a lot about internally mindset nila. If I play sports also, so it's a lot about also your inner game.
Yes.
So who you are as a person, ano yung anchors mo, how do you think, how do you operate as a person. And baka may mga habits din na di na effective, di na nag-work. And being able to let that go. Mahirap yon kasi sanay ka na to do certain things in a certain way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I help them level up by letting that go and understanding the space that they have to work with. So if they have to level up, what does it mean for them to play a bigger game for them? Yeah.
Well, Coach Anda, again, thank you so much for sharing that. Kasi I think, speaking as an entrepreneur, right, one of the reasons why ayaw namin ng change is sometimes we feel na it's going to be too risky. Diba? So, what's one piece of advice na mabibigay mo sa mga Filipino entrepreneurs na gusto rin mag-level up but are afraid
Afraid.
Yeah.
of the
You know,
change?
treat
Diba?
you
Yes.
path.
It's true. I'll go back.
Comfort zone.
Yeah,
diba?
comfort
In short.
zone.
Diba?
Actually, I like that you brought up comfort zone, no? Because your comfort zone is not really your comfort zone. In your mind, you're telling yourself, comfort zone ko yan.
Okay.
But in the long run, hindi siya comfort zone. You're uncomfortable with. Nakasanayan mo lang.
Okay.
But actually, it's not helping you.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yun, ah.
if you realize that
I
it's
think
not
that-
helping you,
yeah.
and you need to take that risk, and it's really a question of how much do you want that. So as a business owner, how much do you want to grow? And if you don't take that risk, ano yung mangyayari if you don't do that?
Yes.
So for people also who are fearful or who are afraid, I suggest it's taking small steps
Yeah.
and focusing on things na makakontrol mo.
Yep.
Kasi if you don't focus on things that you can control, you can panic or you're gonna not be able to think straight. So it's very important for a business owner to be able to think straight, to plan,
Yeah.
to know what to do next.
That's
So
why,
how to remain calm is important.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
very important. Remain calm, you know.
Yeah.
Ikaw, nagdadrive ka mag-isa.
Ano connection yun, Tito? Ikaw talaga.
You should change your mindset.
Okay.
Sabihan ko siya eh.
Nakumuha
Nagdadrive
ng...
to. Sayang yung oras. So,
Yeah.
siya pag-isip siya ng ibang mga negosyo. Hindi, ayaw niya. Kasi daw, baka naiinis siya sa driver.
Hindi naman, Tito. Uy, fake news yan. Alam mo kung yung totoong story kung bakit ayaw ka ng driver, ha? But ibang usapan yun, Coach.
Yeah.
And wait, can you talk about naman can you walk us through yung typical coaching session mo, 'di ba? What can someone expect, 'di ba? From one of a coaching session with Coach Anda.
With me.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So I like I said, the way I operate, I like things very simple, straightforward, but there's a lot of impact already.
Okay.
And so coaching session is actually just 1 hour.
1 hour.
1 hour. But
Ano yan? A day? a week?
1 hour a month.
1 hour a
Yeah.
month.
But then I also customize for people who, depende sa situation. No? There's some
Okay.
leaders or business owners who need more than 1 month. So we do it twice a month, every 2 weeks.
Okay.
And why is it every 2 weeks or every month? Kasi kailangan mong i-apply yung natutunan mo sa coaching.
Okay.
And that's where change happens.
Yung 1
Yeah.
hour, what 1 hour? Yung beyond 1 hour, wala na, hindi na ano?
Beyond 1 hour, actually, they can still talk to me, they can email me, they can call me naman. But the actual core sessions, after 1 hour, yun na yun. But that's enough already for people to know what they need to do and know what they need to do also moving forward.
Kaya ang kagandahan sa iyo, Coach Anda, is that pagdating lang nung client, alam mo na kagad eh.
Actually, the skill of...
You have already read who he is.
Yeah. And the skill of a really good coach is actually knowing what the real problem is. Kasi sometimes, parang siyang iceberg eh. They present to you the problem, and then when I look at it, that's not really the problem. It's bigger than that. It's something
Ayun.
else.
It's a bird.
Yeah. So I help them also identify, ano talaga yung problema dito? How come, if they want to scale, or if they want to level up, or if they want to work with their teams or work with themselves as leaders, ano ba talaga yung problem? Or saan ba siya nagagaling? Kasi iceberg tip lang yung nakikita mo eh. So I help them see the bigger picture so they know what the real problem is. Yeah. And from there, we come up with the big goals that they want to be, how they want to be as a leader at the end of all the sessions. So may big goal yun.
That's when you prepare the checklist, what's supposed to be.
Yeah, so there's a big goal, and then every session that we have in the period of mga 8 months.
Yep.
8 months.
8 months siya. Kasi change, hindi siya madali, di ba? So it takes time to make those changes happen. We make sure that it's supported by mini sessions to be able to hit those big goals. Yeah.
Pero Coach Anda, you not only focus on one-on-one sessions, you also are a team coach.
That's right,
O,
yeah.
Can you
I'm a
talk
team coach as well.
talk about naman how do you handle teams differently versus a one-on-one session?
Okay. So, very similar yung team coaching at leadership coaching. Kasi yung team coaching is really focusing on the teams and how the dynamics of working together. But I work with very small teams, yung management team, or yung as a business owner, ano yung immediate team na you work with.
Okay.
And I focus on how they, the dynamics, how they communicate with each other, which actually affects performance and yung mga mindset nila. And I still use the coaching way to be able to coach them, like asking them the questions, helping them take a step back, look at what they're doing, and helping them also to make choices. It's really about making choices every day. Because every day we only have 2 choices.
Yeah.
So if they choose one, the wrong choice, then it affects already the business. So not just the leaders, but the teams themselves, the people in the team, making those best choices to help them in the organization or sa business nila.
Yun, what's one mistake na madalas mo nakikita sa mga leaders or business owners that seek you?
Yeah, especially when they're trying to scale up or grow their
Yeah.
business, di ba?
One big thing is because change happens so quick, hindi nila alam na they've transitioned to another phase of the business already.
Correct, yeah.
So yung nangyayari, parang they're always still using what they were using in the previous phase,
Yep.
and hindi na siya effective sa
Yes.
current phase. And it's hard to see that as the business moves fast. So I help them clearly see ano yung phase na nila and ano yung mga things na hindi na effective for them as a leader or as a business owner. Yeah.
Again, Tito, I can relate to that kasi if you allow me to share lang, ako with my business, only recently lang na we realized na yung social media management effort or marketing efforts namin, were actually not at par with what I guess was effective in the marketplace right now. So then we made that conscious decision nga na, humanap nga tayo ng mga professionals na magmamanage para sa atin rather than us doing it internally.
Yeah.
So parang, it was...
That's also a clear example, no? Because you could have done that for
was
a
an
long
awakening.
time.
Yes,
right?
correct.
And then you would have
It was-
wasted so much time and money and all
Parang
that.
ano yan eh, parang ano yan eh, parang you can compare that eh. Going from one point to another, you can do that on your own.
Yeah.
Or you can do that with someone and with you thinking about, bigger things for your company.
Yung problema,
Paano naman ako doon
Hindi naman halata. Hindi naman halata. No, that's coaching kasi.
And driving at the same time, Tito. Ay.
But as you were talking, I thought of something also.
Oh.
So coaching, the value of having a coach is someone to really help you see the bigger picture. Because
Correct,
sometimes
yep.
you're stuck. You're focusing on things that you can't control.
Yes.
And then you're stuck with yung old ways of doing things kasi nakasanayan mo na. So hindi mo nakikita na it's costing time, money, effort.
Yep.
So I really help shorten that process by making it easier for them so that clear yung who they are as leaders and making them make the best decisions that will help the company.
Culture-wise, mas maganda pag foreigners. Madali, you can really
Yeah, iba
talk
siya.
it to them, di ba?
Oh, wait.
Pero pag Pinoy, mahirap, di ba?
Siguro just to build on Tito's question,
Yeah.
How do you treat yung coaching a foreigner versus coaching someone that's domestic? I guess locally, a local
also.
business owner, CEO, or entrepreneur, di ba?
Well, yung with foreigners kasi, mas open sila or they're more direct. So you can tell things to them straight, diba?
Okay.
And also you have to be, there's a certain level of, a little bit more aggressive in the way you approach
Kailangan
things.
diretso yung approach mo.
Strong.
Wala nang paligoy-ligoy pa.
Oo, ganon.
Oo.
Pero if you think about it also, there are some leaders dito naman or business owners sa Philippines na ganon naman sila.
Okay.
So I think it's just making the best strategy based on the profile of the person that I'm working with. Kasi even if I've heard the problems or the issues from this business owner, and narinig ko na rin yun from other business owners, iba pa rin siya.
Ayun.
Kasi iba pa rin yung situation mo compared to others. So I really customize it. Para siyang if you read a book or you watch something on YouTube and you want to change, and you wonder, ba't hindi ako nag-change? After 1 month, balik sa dati.
Ayun.
So the value of coaching also is to bring you back, make sure that you hit those goals that you want to achieve.
Yep.
And then it also customizes the strategies based on your situations. Hindi lang siyang general thing. It's about being very specific with the strategies that they have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but were there times na yung na-coach mo, halimbawa, a year before, nagpa-coach ulit a year later?
Yeah.
And
May
why?
ganun din.
Yeah. Ibig sabihin, you're doing it well.
Yes. So there's a lot of clients also. Let's say I do a 8-month program. Sometimes yung 8-month, bitin pa. So they want more. But my goal kasi in the 8-month is they're pretty set, very clear na sila with themselves and they know how to make those best decisions. But it changes nga yung business. That's why next year, iba na yung business, iba na yung role nila, iba na yung ginagawa nila. So everything looks different.
Yeah.
So then they need coaching again. Yeah.
Why the 8? Why
8
the 8
months,
months?
yeah.
Okay.
Why not 7? Why not 9?
Kasi ano yun,
Good question.
infinity, yung 8. Di ba?
It's a lucky number.
Swerte yan. Yeah.
No, not because it's a lucky number, but in the 14 years that I've been coaching also, I've realized that change takes time.
Okay.
So if I were to put it in phases, the first phase, the first 3 months, parang na-realize naman nila kung anong kailangan nilang gawin.
Okay.
Pero sometimes back and forth pa rin yan eh.
Okay.
Diba? So in the 4th, 5th, and 6th month, they're starting to do more of the actions, you're starting to change, but they're still, again, going back and forth. But the last 3 months, it already becomes part of you.
Okay.
So if you think about something na gusto mong i-change, that, and then you worked on it, nag-change ka, ganun talaga yung process kasi it takes time, diba? And then when it becomes a part of you, madali na siya.
Galing.
Yeah.
Wait, kanina binanggit mo yung working with teams, di ba? Yung kultura dito, usually nakaka-encounter ka ng pushback, especially from teams that are really not so open to feedback, di ba?
Right, yeah.
So how do you
Set it up.
overcome this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's important that as a coach also is to yung build yung trust nila.
Okay.
With me and with each other.
Okay.
So like example, yesterday I did a team coaching session, and we were going to do the feedback, which is the most difficult part. So
Okay.
natatakot na sila sa feedback kasi
Hindi, Coach, may add lang kasi a lot of times people are afraid of feedback because they feel, oh no, I'm going to lose my job because of the negative feedback that I might receive. Diba?
That's
Yun ang
right. Yeah,
kinakatakutan.
oo.
But wait, Tito, we need to go on.
DWIZ Negoshow.
Fujidenzo Home and Commercial Appliances. Upgrade your usual appliances to Fujidenzo HD Inverter Appliances. Upgrade your home. Upgrade your
oras na para malalimang pag-isipan kung sino ang iuupo mo sa susunod na eleksyon. Hatid ng Aliw Broadcasting Corporation ang DWIZ. Iboto ang tama, itama ang boto. Alamin ang mga tamang balita at tamang impormasyon sa Aliw Channel 23, DWIZ News Nationwide, DWIZ News TV, DWIZ News FM Regional Network, Home Radio 97.9 at lahat ng digital channels ng DWIZ, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, X at DWIZ News website. DWIZ, iboto ang tama, itama ang boto. Pilipino, pag-isipan ng tama para sa desisyong tama. Kayang-kaya mo ang kahit na ano kung ikaw mismo ang gagawa nito. Let's learn new things sa DIY, Do It Yourself.
Na-encounter mo na ba yung pagkabukas mo ng computer, ang nag-a-appear lamang ay blank screen at cursor? Well, narito ang simpleng hakbang para ang iyong desktop ay mag-appear. Sa iyong keyboard, pindutin mo ang Control, Shift at Escape para bumukas ang Task Manager. Pagka-pop up ng window, pindutin mo naman ang Run a New Task. Pagkalabas ng search window, i-type mo naman ang explorer.exe. Gets mo ba? Sige nga, do it yourself!
DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
Pilipinas, narito na ang mga tamang balita sa oras na ito. Mga kawani ng gobyerno makakakuha ng 7,000 pesos na medical allowance ngayong taon. Detalye ng balita mula kay Patrol 13 Gilbert Perdez.
Makukuha na ng mga kawani ng gobyerno ang kanilang medical allowance ngayong taon. Ito'y matapos aprubahan ng DBM o Department of Budget and Management ang guidelines para sa pagkakaloob ng 7,000 pesos na medical allowance para sa taong 2025. Paliwanag ni DBM Secretary Amena Pangandaman, pagsasakatuparan ito sa isa sa mga pangako ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. na pagpapatas ng sahod ng mga empleyado ng gobyerno. Saklaw naman ng DBM Circular ang lahat ng civilian government personnel sa mga ahensya ng gobyerno, kabilang na ang state universities and colleges o SUCs at government-owned and controlled corporations o GOCCs. Nangangahulugan na anuman ang appointment status, regular man, casual o contractual, appointive o elective, at on full-time o part-time ay mabibigyan ng medical grant. Samantala makakatanggap din ng kaparehong allowance sa mga empleyado ng lokal na pamahalaan at mga local water districts. Patrol 13, Gilbert Perdes para sa Impilang May Totong Lakas. DWIZ, nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
Benepisyo sa mga solo parent, hindi pa rin maramdaman bunsod ng mabagal na pagpapatupad ng batas. Detalye ng balita mula kay Patrol 30, Jelly Mendez.
Hindi pa umano na ipatutupad ng maayos ang Solo Parent Law o ang Republic Act No. 11861, kaya hindi pa rin nararamdaman ang mga benepisyo nito. Ito ang ibinahagi ni ACT Teachers Party List Representative Erwin Tulfo nang matanong hinggil sa benepisyo para sa mga solo parents na umaabot sa 15 million ang bilang sa Pilipinas. Batay na rin yan sa World Health Organization o WHO, ngunit kalahati lamang dito ang nasa poverty line. Anya, sa ilalim ng Expanded Solo Parent Act of 2022, dapat may monthly allowance na 1,000 pesos ang mga indigent single parents at diskwento sa mga certain grocery items. Ayon sa House Deputy Majority Leader, pati ang discount sa grocery items ng mga solo parents ay hindi pa rin na ipatutupad. Kaya iminungkahi ng kongresista na baguhin o amyendahan ang batas at kunin na lang sa national government ang pondo para sa pagbibigay ng allowance sa mga indigent solo parents. Mula sa mababang kapulungan ng Kongreso, ito si Patrol 30. Jelly Mendez nag-uulat para sa Impilang May Todong Lakas sa DWIZ. Nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
At yan ang mga tamang balita sa mga oras na ito. Mag-follow at subscribe sa lahat ng DWIZ News digital channels, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, X, DWIZ News app at DWIZ News website. Ako po si Gia Rafael, nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
Oras-oras nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama. DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
Ang balitang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Bingo Plus. Download Bingo Plus app now in Google Play and App Store for a chance to win up to 154 million pesos of jackpot prize. Visit bingoplus.com to learn more. With Bingo Plus, bingo sa saya plus sa panalo. Ang balitang ito ay inihatid sa inyo ng Surf to Sawa. Sa halagang 4 pesos per day per user, meron ka ng prepaid fiber internet na unlimited, mura at walang kontrata. Powered pa ng Converge. Punta na sa surftosawa.com o sa facebook.com/surftosawa para mag-apply. Surf na!
Oras hatid sa inyo ng
Whirlpool Home Appliances that make everyday living so much easier. From washers, dryers, refrigerators, microwave ovens, cooking products, to air cons, air purifiers, and dishwashers. Whirlpool, sensing what matters today. Making your world a little easier. Whirlpool.
Oras natin ngayon, alas 2:32 ng hapon.
That time check was brought to you by
Whirlpool Home Appliances that make everyday living so much easier. From washers, dryers, refrigerators, microwave ovens, cooking products, to air cons, air purifiers, and dishwashers. Whirlpool, sensing what matters today. Making your world a little easier. Whirlpool.
That time check was brought to you by Bingo Plus. Download Bingo Plus app now in Google Play and App Store for a chance to win up to 154 million pesos of jackpot prize. Visit bingoplus.com to learn more. With Bingo Plus, bingo sa saya plus sa panalo.
oras hatid sa inyo ng Pagcor.
DWIZ Negoshow. Kasama sina Lito Gagni at Gerry Urbina. Negoshow.
Okay, we're back.
Okay, we're back. And bago ang lahat, babasahin ko muna ang isang mensahe mula sa Philippine Amusement Gaming Corporation or PAGCOR. Adik ka na ba sa sugal? Lagi ka bang nakakaramdam ng matinding udyok na magsugal? Laging gigil na makabawi sa pagkatalo? Naglalaan ka ba ng mas malaking salapi at oras para sa sugal sa halip na para sa pamilya? Nababaon ka ba sa utang at nagbebenta ng ari-arian dahil sa pagsusugal? Kung kailangan mo ng tulong o maging ng isang mahal mo sa buhay, may mga programa ang Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation o PAGCOR tulad ng Player Exclusion Program at iba pa. Para sa dagdag na detalye at informasyon tungkol sa problem gambling, mag-log on sa www.pagcor.ph/regulatory/responsible.ph. Isang paalala mula sa PAGCOR. Game safely, game responsibly.
Okay. We're back, Coach Anda. And
Meron nakabitin na tanong.
About yung feedback. Diba? Kasi yung mga teams nga, yung mga corporate teams, especially yung mga nasa opisina, always allergic sa feedback. Natatakot kasi usually, natatakot sila na makatanggap ng negative na feedback. Diba? Kasi, diba? Alanganin eh. Diba? Job security. Diba? Oh, how do you handle that nga? Overcoming that? Yeah.
So, I was about to share yung session na ginawa ko with the team yesterday.
Yes.
So you can't just give them feedback right away kasi may bibigla nga sila, diba?
Correct, yes.
So you have to prep them and make them realize that, feedback is a gift. And that without the feedback, di ka mag-grow. And it's something na hindi mo malalaman on what you need to change.
Yep.
So instead of being mad or insulted, you should actually be grateful. Kasi baka these are things na kailangan mong pag-isipan. You have to think about, are these things I have to work on? And maybe I've been avoiding it. So it's important to look into that. And yesterday was really good. People were hugging each other, and people were just being grateful. And many of those times when I do those feedback sessions, a lot of the people feel very safe. And they feel that it's really helping them as a person. So I have some people who've come back to me and said, the feedback that my teammate told me like months ago or years ago, using the session that I did, sinasabi lang na it's still helping me. I remember, and I'm doing it.
Wow.
So that changes really the relationships nila sa isa't isa. It's also helping the business as well because there's more communication, there's more. It's really a question about how can I give more value to the people I work with, and how can I help them and also take care of them. So it's like in a sports team, diba? You're always like basketball, you're always like, you know your roles and you're helping each other. So I do something similar sa team coaching sessions. And also using, maximizing their strengths as well as a team, and managing yung mga weaknesses nila as a team as well.
So, bali, you gamified the session ba? Something?
Sorry?
You gamified them?
The session.
Gamified, yes.
Yeah.
Well, sort of like gamified. I use different tools. So in giving feedback and making people realize things. So I use this tool also called Clifton Strengths to make people understand that differences are actually an advantage. Because sometimes if a person is very different from you, lalabanan mo siya, or isipin mo na ba't ganyan siya mag-isip. So in the workshops or the sessions I do, it teaches them to respect other people. That people actually are good value, and I like to work with people who are opposites because I don't know a lot of the things that they know, and I want to know that, and I want them to help me using yung mga strengths nila na wala ako.
Coach Ando, ang ganda ng binanggit mong yan. Kasi usually yan ang problema ng a lot of teams. Diba? Kasi
They want to be with like-minded people.
Like-minded people, they don't realize na iba't iba mga background yung mga kasama nila, iba't iba yung mga habits, diba? So, minsan nagka-clash, diba? So, how do you promote teamwork sa mga clients mo?
Well, I mentioned that I use a specific assessment, yung Clifton Strengths.
Okay.
And it takes a look at your strengths as a person. So yung strengths mo kasi, these are the things that you use to be able to think, to make decisions, to work with people. So if people understand that people have different kinds of strengths, and meron silang iba-ibang kwento, or meron silang iba-ibang motivations, or they're very different, it makes them come from a place of understanding.
Okay.
So kung may understanding, then that promotes people wanting to talk to each other more. And that's important because sa business, I've seen businesses na nag-avoid sila. I don't want to talk to that person, or I'm not gonna say anything. And when you avoid someone, sometimes it's those difficult conversations that you really have to have. Kasi that's also gonna be crucial for
So
the
how
business.
do you communicate this? Yung mga ganyan?
Yeah.
Kung may ganyang problema, yung ayaw mag-usap.
Yeah.
Meron?
Okay.
There is
So,
a cultural divide or whatever.
Yeah.
Iba't ibang ugali.
Oo.
Diba?
So
iba't ibang work ethic.
Yes.
Diba?
Maybe I can give you a specific example. No, so I was working with, this is in a company, I was working with 2 department heads. Super magkaiba sila.
Okay.
Away sila ng away.
Away rin sa-
And yung company parang pwede mag-move up, pwede mag-scale up, pero it's these 2 people who were in the way. So I made them understand na talagang magkaiba kayo. You cannot force each other to be the other person kasi magkaiba kayo. And you have to see how you can work together. Example, yung isang person was more of analytical, nag-analyze siya ng mga information and wants to hear data. And the other one naman wants to move forward all the time. Action siya. Let's move forward. So parang naiinip siya. So you can imagine how that clashes in meetings. So it's just that understanding that, okay, knowing that this person is different from me, how do I use who they are as something, as an advantage, not in a bad way, but it's also knowing like how can I use their value or use also who they are as a person so we can complement each other and help each other. So you have to be able to also see na pareho naman yung goal. It's just different ways that you're doing it. Yeah. I think people naman know that, but sometimes you forget, diba? So you really have to create that setup. So as a team coach, sinaset-up ko yun. It's a proper setup. And I think that's my skill rin as a coach kasi I am very good with small groups and I can really help them learn how to trust each other in the process.
Sandali. Sa mga nakikinig, may mga nakikinig kasi sa amin. How do they reach you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm very active on LinkedIn.
Okay.
So you can look for me, Anda Del Rosario. That's my LinkedIn account. I'm also on Facebook, Coach Anda. You can also send me a message there. So those would be the quickest ways to reach me. So just connect with me on LinkedIn or in Facebook.
Yeah. And can I add lang, Coach, kasi nabasa ko rin sa LinkedIn profile mo, that you give out free executive sessions, di ba? 30-minute executive sessions for. Can you share that with our audience?
Well, it's important kasi, especially kung first time yung makarinig ng coaching, ano ba yung coaching and how can that help me?
Yep.
So in that short session, we talk about ano yung goals mo, ano yung mga breakthrough goals na gusto mong i-achieve, ano yung mga challenges that are in the way, and I help you solve one challenge. And I can actually do that in 15, 20, 30 minutes.
Yep.
And then you can see and understand the process. And that particular thing I'll help you with, that can really also help you in a big way with your business or the company that you work with. Yeah, so it's important to experience coaching also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Coach Anda, just going back to your team sessions, 'di ba? Kasi often nangyayari to ngayon nowadays yung tinatawag na burnout.
Burnout.
'Di ba? A lot of people in the workplace are complaining na I'm so burnt out. Masyado na akong stress. 'Di ba? Talagang nalulunod na ako sa trabaho. 'Di ba? I don't have time for myself. Boss, kailangan ko na ng mental break.
DWIZ Negoshow.
Panatilihing masaya ang paglilibang, magtakda ng oras at limitahan ang gastos sa paglalaro.
Hindi lang to basta product Merong message behind it. And isa si MX3 na ginawa ni God na way para mas mapalapit tayo sa Kanya.
Hi, this is Faith Garcia, triathlete and beauty queen, and this is my MX3 story.
Faith, so good to see you again. Let's begin the conversation. Can you share with us how MX3 impacted your life?
Ako kasi ate, parang pag may mga endorsements ako, gusto ko talaga yung full trust ko doon sa brand. So MX3 talaga, since 2017 until now, naniniwala ako dito sa product na to.
At balita ko, favorite mo ang mangosteen.
Any fruit ate, favorite ko. Pero isa yung mangosteen talaga sa pinaka gusto kong kainin palagi. Important sa akin talaga na alagaan ko yung sarili ko. Kasi hindi mo na maiiwasan mapagod kasi busy talaga ang schedules. So natutulungan talaga ako ng MSC na mabawasan yung stress physically. And dahil sa antioxidants na meron siya, malaking tulong siya sa akin. So kaya ko na-achieve yung mga na-achieve ko, like sa sports in general, dahil sa MSC. Iba yung feeling ko pag nakakapag-take ako ng MSC at hindi.
Dahil sa MX3, alaga ka!
Bago pa ang eleksyon, dapat alamin mo na kung saang presinto ka nakarehistro para maiwasan ang pagkalito.
Paalalang dapat isipin at gawin. Bahagi na. Iboto ang tama. Itama ang boto. DWIZ Election Coverage. DWIZ Negoshow. Kasama sina Lito Gagni at Gerry Urbina. Negoshow.
Okay, we're back. Oo. Coach Anda, bago tayo mag-break, I was going to ask, di ba sometimes, balik tayo sa mga entrepreneur, di ba? Minsan yung mga entrepreneurs suffer from yung lack of confidence, di ba? Lalo na kapag may fear of failure. Di ba? And also, what I've noticed with some entrepreneurs naman, and again, speaking for myself, sometimes I feel like I'm stuck or stagnant or hindi na lumalaki or lumalago yung negosyo ko. So how can coaching address those issues? Diba?
Okay. So in situations like that, we can see a situation in many ways. And sometimes if we're just focused on one part of the situation, it gets us stuck. Like if you feel very negative about it, like it won't move forward. So the best thing for, if I were going to give advice, is to focus on what you can control. So a lot of it also is the mindset, no? And mindset and handling a very difficult problem.
Okay.
So that's where also grit comes in. Being able to weather through, kahit ang hirap, diba?
Yes.
Pero also understanding ano yung triggers mo sa person.
Okay.
So, because if you're not aware kung ano yung triggers mo, it can affect how you're responding sa environment mo. So, if you're aware of that, you're able to also prepare for how you deal with change when you know yourself. Kasi different people deal with change differently. Eh. So it's knowing how you also deal with change, deal with stress, and knowing how to do that, coming up with the right strategies to help you look at change or look at challenges differently. And one more thing also is I think it's important to do step by step. So, because sometimes you want it all at the same time, you want it to happen, but you have to also be able to focus kung ano ba talaga yung goal ko for this business. And maybe right now it's too big for me and maybe I should just take it by phases, by steps.
Yep.
And I'll actually eventually get there.
Wow. Yan, Tito, ha? Step by step.
Step by step.
Tito, ha?
Baby steps.
Baby steps, ha, Tito? Yan, ha? We're learning so much
Ba't
today.
kaya nakatingin sa akin?
Hindi, sinasabi ko lang, Tito. Pwede mo yung gamitin sa love life mo, Tito. Take it step by step, Tito. Di ba? Baby steps. It's my turn.
It's your turn to roast.
Kala mo, Tito, ha? Hindi, biro lang, Tito. No. But ma'am, going back to you, Coach Anda, kasi yun nga, you're one of the top 100 influential Filipino women on LinkedIn. And in fact, Tito, Coach Anda started yung
Philippines top 30 leaders on LinkedIn.
Philippines top 30 leaders on LinkedIn, and it's entering its fourth year.
Third year.
Third year pala, sorry. Third year pala. Third year. Yes.
Yeah.
Oo. Can you talk about that? And what inspired you to start this?
So come up with that.
Yeah.
So my co-founder, Ian Santos, and I had a similar goal. We wanted to recognize the leaders who are struggling during the pandemic to keep their businesses afloat.
Yes.
And it is also very hard to lead teams kasi nag-shift to online.
Correct, yes.
A lot of people weren't seeing their teams physically. So ang hirap to lead teams. So what we wanted to do was to give awards to the top 30 leaders based on nominations. So we had judges at the time. We also got nominations in our first year. And it's been doing pretty well. Actually, the first year we were trending on LinkedIn because of that. So it also shows you the importance of people recognizing and celebrating what leaders have done for the company and for the organization and for the people they work with. Yeah.
Wow, galing. Yeah. And Coach Andas, again, siguro kasi we're approaching the tail end of our show. Again, how can they reach out to you? Yung mga nanonood at nakikinig right now na interesado na magpa-coach sa inyo. Yeah. What's the best way of reaching you? Yeah.
So I'm very active on LinkedIn and on Facebook.
Yep.
So on Facebook, you can find me at Coach Anda. And on LinkedIn, it is Anda Del Rosario. So let me say that again.
Yeah.
On LinkedIn, it is Anda Del Rosario. That's how you can find me. On Facebook, it is Coach Anda.
Yeah. And again,
malapit na.
Oh, malapit
Usually, at the end, before the end of the show, we ask our guests to, part with their nuggets of wisdom so that others may profit from them.
That's right, ma'am. If you could share some tips or advice to the aspiring entrepreneurs that are watching our show and business owners as well that are watching our program right now, listening to our program.
Oh, this is the #1 program in this slot, 2 to 3.
Congratulations.
Uy, salamat.
Yeah,
Thank you.
congratulations on that. So, well, for me, it's because my expertise is on change.
Okay.
I don't know if I was able to mention that earlier, but I work with a lot of teams and leaders on change, meaning if the business is accelerating or you're a new leader working for another company or anything new, it's very hard for a leader to adjust right away. So with change, again, I go back to looking at where you are and where you need to go. And maybe the things that you were doing in the past may not be helpful for you anymore. And I think with change, it's a lot about a key question that leaders struggle with also, or business owners, is what do I need to accept? Or another question is, what do I need to unlearn? So yung unlearning kasi super hirap yan because you're sanay ka na to do certain things. But what will be relevant to my situation today that will really help me? What do I really need to stop doing? So with that, you can easily move through change by looking at those questions or those guiding statements that will help them move forwards in a really good way.
Ganda. Yan, Tito, so you should book a session already with Coach Anda. Ha? Kasi baby steps, Tito. Step by step, di ba? Well, Coach Anda, again, I mean, thank you so much for spending your Thursday afternoon with us. Ang dami pa nating tanong. I think we can still ask or get a few more questions in,
Sure,
Tito.
go ahead.
Well, one is yung binasa ko lang dito, yung big struggle, di ba, with a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs is yung tinatawag na delegation. Di ba? Kasi gusto nila gawin lahat di ba?
Gusto niya siya.
O siya lang, oo.
Yung
Diba?
micromanager.
Micromanaging, ganyan. Paano mo, through your coaching, and paano mo sila natutulungan na, or nakukonvince na to step away and mag-delegate ng trabaho sa mga kasama nila, di ba?
It's interesting that you said that because with a lot of businesses that are actually growing fast, maybe in the beginning you can be hands-on, but later on as it's growing, you have to learn how to make your team your partners also. Because as a leader or as a boss or as a business owner, it's a lot about being strategic, being able to plan, being able to see the big picture. But if you're doing what they're doing, you can't see those things. So kailangan mong makita rin yung value of if there's too much control, di mo magagawa yung role mo. And you're the only one who can actually do that role because that's why you're there in that position. So they need a leader. They don't need someone to do things for them. And if you also have the patience to empower them, to make them do things, or you delegate, they will actually be your partners, your thinking partners in the business. And they will be able to do the things, even the little things that you're doing, and they can already do it. So the question is, what are the things that my team can do that I shouldn't be doing anymore as a leader? What are things that I can train them to do slowly? I say slowly because it takes time to also train them and to delegate and to make them build the skills that you want them to learn. So just being patient, looking at it at a period of 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months, and really focusing on the goals that you want for your team.
So Tito, yan ulit. Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Take it slow, Tito, with life, love, and work. Ha? Tanda mo yan, Tito. Well,
Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat. Thank you so much, Coach Anda, for spending your Thursday, and we hope to have you back in the show, okay? Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Our next program is Your Balita with Senyor Ray Pacheco. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Walang yumayaman sa pagiging empleyado lang. Dapat lahat tayo nagninegosyo. Timing! Narito ang isang programang magbibigay ng tamang gabay sa pagnenegosyo. Pakinggan at panoorin.